Hi, it's Clark Reid back with more tech headlines for you. If you like the reports, help us out by massaging that like button. And you can also subscribe so you'll know when each non-AI written report is up and available for you. And believe me, they keep asking, rewrite with AI? And it's like, no, I wrote what I intended to write, you fools. We just reported a few days ago about the big fines totaling almost $200 million for the wireless carriers, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, and suggested that they wouldn't just pay up. And now the statements are out from the big three wireless carriers, and no, they're going to appeal the FCC fines as expected. Mashable.com reports the fines were over the companies selling customer location data to aggregators, and those aggregators then turn around and resold the information to third-party location-based service providers. In a statement AT&T put out, they said, the FCC order lacks both legal and factual merit. It unfairly holds us responsible for another company's violation of our contractual requirements to obtain consent, ignores immediate steps we took to address the company's failures, and perversely punishes us for supporting life-saving location services like emergency medical alerts and roadside assistance that the FCC itself previously encouraged, unquote. Verizon put out a similar statement and expect the carriers not just to appeal, they'll appeal again if they lose in the next court and avoid paying the fines for years or maybe weasel out of them entirely. Having to give up a lot of data to the NHTSA is one thing, but now it turns out Tesla is being investigated more by the Department of Justice for securities and wire fraud concerning its self-driving claims. Wire fraud is never good. The government's pretty accomplished at proving cases centered around that. According to Verge.com, an investigation over self-driving claims has been ongoing since late 2021, but federal prosecutors are now starting to zero in on specific charges, securities, and wire fraud. For years, Elon Musk has been promising fully autonomous Tesla vehicles are just around the corner, while also admitting that he often sets overly optimistic, in fact, often ridiculous timelines. Meanwhile, the company's advanced driver assist features, autopilot and full self-driving, don't make the vehicles autonomous, and they do require drivers to keep their hands on the wheel and eyes on the road. The DOJ is also looking at Tesla's over-optimistic range claims, although, as any gas car owner can tell you, it's pretty rare when your gas car makes the claimed EPA mileage too. So I'm not expecting them to really whack Tesla on their range for the electric cars. The car makers have exaggerated that stuff actually since before I was born. So, I mean, come on. Amazon is hitting the road with 50 heavy-duty electric semi-trucks in Southern California. GeekWire.com says it's the largest such fleet so far to handle first and middle mile operations as Amazon moves further towards decarbonization. You've probably already seen the Amazon electric delivery vans. I've seen a number of them in the last few months. But the new big rig EVs will move goods from where they're manufactured through customs across oceans, ports, and then to Amazon's fulfillment network. Those are the so-called first-mile vehicles. Middle-mile trucks will move the Amazon orders between fulfillment centers and sort centers, air facilities, and delivery stations where packages are finally loaded onto those last-mile little electric blue vans that are delivered to customers. Amazon has deployed 35 heavy-duty electric vehicles for such transportation in Southern California already and installed over 45 direct current fast chargers in 11 sites to power those trucks. The U.S. government has pulled licenses that let Intel and Qualcomm buy and sell chips to Huawei of China. It's the latest in trade restrictions placed on that Chinese company, which has been under other restrictions since 2019. And Gadget.com notes that the decision will impact Huawei's uses for chips that go into computers and mobile phones, and it's effective immediately. You might recall a few years ago, both the U.S. and the U.K. blocked the use of Huawei's cell tower equipment when it was discovered they had backdoors that allowed them to scoop up information that they passed on to the Chinese government. I'm Clark Reid, and you're Technified for now.